Hey, everybody out there. Let's see here. Let me just do a quick video on the new Ghostbusters Plasma series set. So I just wanted to review the entire wave all at once instead of dropping 25 minutes worth of videos on you know four figures that are essentially the same minus head sculpts and maybe a few other minor things. So when I got this, I knew I was in trouble because they look good, right? And I got the whole case, and I'm like, I don't have any Ghostbusters. But I'm like, so I have a space issue. And yeah, because of that, I know that I need to displace something. So in order to put this up, I'd have to move something out. So is this better than, one of my current display shelves? I looked around and I guess I'll let you know what I decide here at the end here. But I think this set is going up. Let's go over a quick review of the team here. So let's do quick Winston Zeddemore first. You see this head sculpt. They did pretty nice with that. Got some teeth showing there. They did pretty well with that. The suit. The suit is essentially the same on all of them. You have this. I haven't tried to remove it yet. Just I don't want to break it. But it goes in one side to the other. So this is attached to the figure as well as this. These things are all attached. The backpack is detachable. There's a spot right underneath here. You can see where you can kind of pull that apart to slide them in versus, like Legends, etc., where you'll sometimes be forced to like really jam their arms back to get them right. As you see, Egon took a spill there. Let me see if I can get him stabilized before I just bring him up next. All right, so that's Winston Zeddemore. Very good job there. This one's even better. So Egon, the late great Harold Ramis. For some of you that don't know, he was a pretty well-known comedian and a successful one at that. Even better writer and evidently a film guy later. Yeah, they did a real nice job on that head sculpt as well. Essentially, it's the exact same body. We'll cover the articulation in the last one. But they did a real nice job with that head sculpt. Impressed with that one. Let's see here. Next, we've got Danny Aykroyd, Ray Spangler. It's pretty uncanny, huh? That look. They really nailed it. These goggles are removable. You can see the rest of him. And you can also place them over his head. This it feels like a harder plastic, but you can stress it a little bit as you stretch it, and it is fine. I was kind of worried I was going to snap it. I actually did not, though. So it places pretty well. And again, there's Ray Spangler, or I'm sorry, Ray Stantz. Too early in the darn morning. But here's the one I like the most, both as an actor and the sculpt. Peter Venkman. They did a real nice job at that. And then we'll just cover the articulation. This guy comes with a trap, which is pretty cool. Let me check that out. That just slides right into his hand. Their hands are actually very flexible. It doesn't seem as though they're going to be when you first get a hold of them. Start manipulating the plasma blaster into their hands. However, you can manipulate them pretty well. Let's cover the articulation. So good shoulders. Go all the way around if the backpack wasn't in the way. And it doesn't have to be. It is removable. These are double jointed elbows. They were pretty stiff at first, but ultimately they did come around. Let's see here. You got a bicep swivel and slight wrists. Looks like just one way. Maybe a peg in there. Slight up and down. Let's see here. Legs. You got a pretty good out there. Pretty good. Yeah, that's better than some legends, in fact. And then forward, see a little bit of gapping in there, but that's some real good range. The knees are double jointed, however, they come out of the box stiff. I was actually worried that I was going to snap a leg. I'm like, well, geez, if I snap a leg, I hope it's on one of the ones that came extra in the box. And if you're curious about the ones that came extra in the box, so the ones you'll see more of, and personally, I think they made a great decision in that regard, is Peter Venkman and Ray Stantz. So Dan Aykroyd and, oh God, how can this guy's name be escaping my mind at this point? Bill Murray. Pardon me. So as far as the feet, the legs, they do have a bit of an ankle rocker here or a pivot. They do go up and down. He's the only one that I think is slightly different in his legs. Let me show you real quick. So you got Ray Stantz's legs, and everybody else is like this, sort of that high boot look. But this guy's got the low boot look. That's the only visible difference apart from the names in the bodies at all. I think they're all exactly the same size. Nobody's got the gut going on or anything like that as far as I can tell. Yeah. But those bodies are pretty far from bad. This is pretty good articulation here. You got a decent head movement. Up a little bit, down a little bit. Got a decent midsection there, but there's no ab crunch. There's no, chest piece there. And both of his hands also come with like trigger fingers. So that's the team itself. Let me get him stable one last time. Just get there and stare at you for a second. Oh, come on. And those backpacks are pretty heavy, by the way. So this is one of the issues you can have. However, they do have the thigh cut. You can also assist with that. And the ankles are relatively adjustable, so you can get them to stand up. Cover the backpack real quick. So the gun, or the plasma blaster, I don't even remember what it's called, attaches right here via a little peg. Fits on there pretty well. It's, it'll slip off because it's not, hardcore grip down there. But if you, drop it or, get to manipulating it too much, the cord is relatively flexible. However, it is pre-molded, so it looks like it's meant to basically maintain one shape, unless you really get to bending and torquing on it, which you could if you wanted to. I'm not going to for the purposes of this. I just wanted to show it to you. So their hands, I'm not going to go through the exercise of putting them all in, but one hand will fit there. So it looks like it goes this way, and these are relatively manipulatable. I don't even know if that's a word. So one hand will go over here, the other hand will go there. And there's that. Let's see here. So we got Venkman that came with the trap. We got Winston that came with an effect for his plasma blaster. It fits right on the end, and it looks pretty cool. He is steady enough to be able to hold that, and it doesn't bend the weapon so far as I can tell. So that's kind of cool. All right, moving on to the other figures in the wave. Let's see here. You've got Sigourney Weaver's Dana Barrett. Let's zoom in on her a little bit. Let's bring her up closer so you can get a good look at her. Zoom in on her again. So the face sculpt is pretty cool. The head is totally 80s. The outfit, totally 80s. You get a little bit of a midriff that you see there, but that's basically molded on. I mean, you could really, really torque it to try to lift it off if you're like truly pervy, I guess, but you're going to ruin the figure. And I think that's intended and not a bad thing. Got single jointed elbows with not quite 90 because of the design here. Same on the other side. she's got pretty good elbows and knees as far as ease of movement. Then you've got the legs here, which are double jointed. This skirt does hinder some articulation on the other side, not necessarily on this side because you can take your leg through that split, but this side is kind of locking it down. It's not hard plastic, but because the design and where it's at, it does limit some of the movement there. But yeah, Dana Barrett. I love the eyes that they did there, and I have said the maybe the haircut is totally 80s. And from a distance, she kind of looks like a dweeb. You're like, what the heck is that? But the closer you get to this thing, is the more impressive it is. I like this actually. I didn't think I would looking at it in the box, but not only did it, did I have it and needed the Build-A-Figure piece, but getting a closer look at it certainly changed my mind as well. So that's Dana Barrett, and let's move on to who I think a lot of people are going to think of the star of the show. This is Gozer. Gozer the whatever it is, the one with a billion different nicknames. All right, so you get a good look at that face. Again, they did good work on those eyes. Good work on the sculpt in general, as far as the head. Really cool haircut, actually. All right, let's put her back, or it back, whatever she or he or Gozer. So comes with 2 plain hands. This is one of the effect hands for letting the boys have it, and so that's a lightning effect. It's just pretty cool. We've seen it on some other figures, and they executed it pretty well. It's stable. This is not this like wavy plastic. It's pretty well formed, and she does have the articulation to be able to stabilize. She's the only one that I've seen so far that has this really nice ab crunch. I can't see it on anything else, and they did a real nice job there. Plus the chest split, back is far as well. We got the double jointed knees and single jointed elbows. That's the maybe only standard drawback female figure. She's got the flat feet going on here, so not the heels, so it gives you a little better chance. So it's got some of your standard small-footed female issues, but by and large, that's a really nice figure. The articulation is very impressive for a smaller figure. She's got the removable hands, so 2 separate effects. Let me see here, and yeah, Gozer, pretty cool, and I think they got that one very, very right. And then the reason that you'd get the whole wave, unless you're just a fan, or what you should get anyway. Yes. I guess that would be Vince Clortho, right? Because you got Dana Barrett. The other dog was Vince Clortho, and maybe Rick Moranis is coming out in the second wave, along with maybe Slimer or something. But yeah, this guy's pretty cool. He is all looks and not that much play. And I'll go over the articulation, but let me give you a good look at him here. They did a real nice job as far as capturing the look, right? Intimidating piece. It's got some size. Let me show you one of the guys here for scale. So it's big. That's real nice. I think this is a sort of a unique Build-A-Figure type piece. However, because given how unique it is, what can you really do with it? And I'll go over the articulation on it real quick, but let's get a close-up of that head for you. And I think this has got some crossover potential for, other things that it could attack, etc. All right. Let me cover the articulation real quick. You see the head. It's on just one big ball peg. And you're like, at first, I'm not sure how that's going to work. But as far as articulation goes, and its ability to move all around, twisting, front, back. So Nice, nice idea there. The front legs are are actually very nice. Could have gone with maybe an articulated toe or two, or maybe maybe a hand joint here so to crunch the entire thing. But um, yeah, by and large, I don't have any complaints. The elbows are single jointed on there, and it's got a bit of an ankle rocker. It twists to adjust. Good out, around. It's good shoulder joints, right? So this is the downside here is the back legs don't have any sort of elbow joint in there. So some of the movement is going to be hindered a little bit, but it's got sort of a weird double articulation here. So almost like the mid calf region, and then you've got a really nice ankle rocker here. So he will do exactly like you saw him do in the movies, etc. You know, flying and jumping and running, and all that stuff. And this tail is like a little bit flexible, bendy wire, but not the traditional bendy wire that'll hold its form there. So there you go. That's the wave. So what's it going to displace? Am I going to display this or am I going to put it in a box? I'm going to display this. This is really cool stuff. It looks like Asgard. Asgard is going to get taken down. So the Ghostbusters took down Asgard. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. These guys need a place, and Asgard's been sitting there kind of doing nothing for far too long. So I think I'm going to have to combine those, spread those figures into other displays, or yeah, figure it out. But yeah, the Ghostbusters. Check them out. All right, peace.